Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is a personal YouTube reading, order number 1350, and I know you asked me to keep your name a secret, so this is actually a really good thing for you because your name doesn't match you and your powers in the spirit realm, so it's actually really good for you to use a magical name. So if you want to practice and if you want to be safe during practicing, I do really recommend you to change your name for practice only. This is supposed to be a name that you pick up yourself, something that you really like, something that you feel drawn to, maybe something that actually ties with one of your past life reincarnations. So if you know any name from your past lives, that would be a good name to pick up. And by using this name, you're actually going to be safe in any practice you do. Otherwise, your name is actually giving out the information on your bloodline, and a lot of this information is actually, it's not yours, it's not who you are. You don't really follow the bloodline that you've been born to, so you're quite different, and because of that I don't really want you to pick up something that is not yours and something that not supposed to belong to you. So good thing that you already know that you're not supposed to use your first name. So without further ado, let's go and start your reading. Usually the first thing I do is the palms, and I'm not gonna change my tradition. So this is your palm. This is your right palm. Usually the right palm to me represents destiny, and your left palm represents the free will, so the choices you make in your life. The first thing that actually stood out to me are the lines. Like, as you see, I kind of enhanced the image for myself so I can be like, I can easily see like what's happening on your line. And this is the M sign, this one. I think you probably, maybe you saw my TikTok talking about this M sign. This sign is actually given to people who are born leaders, for people who are born with such an unusual mindset. It's like, regarding if you are reincarnated as like, your gender is not really important. The mind that you possess, this is the mind of a warrior, the mind of the leader, and the mind of like a general. So anything you do in life, it's usually, it's kind of a war. Even like daily tasks, anything easy, anything that for normal people is nothing, for you it's always a war. It's something that you're supposed to overcome, like an obstacle. So your mind always see everything as an obstacle. This is actually something that actually a lot of people who are very famous or celebrities, they always have these lines. So for them, having these obstacles in daily life allows them to learn how to overcome any obstacles and allow them to learn how to become a leader, like better leader and guide in their life. So this is amazing. It tells me that your mind is extremely active. Your mind is extremely, I would say, powerful. So your mind can create any future, any outcome, like literally anything. And it also tells me that you're an amazing manifestator. So if you want to manifest something, you definitely should use your mind, and you should definitely use your abilities. Anything you manifest will come true. Probably any dream that you had growing up as a teenager or as a child already came true. And this is something to do with your mind. I think you have a lot of, I'm still talking about the destiny. So I think you're born with a lot of, kinetic abilities, omnikinesis. So you have the power to manipulate things, like the physical things actually. So if you use your mind and learn how to work with your mind, you actually can even move objects with your mind. You can start things on fire. You can work and shape water. But this requires a lot of practice and dedication. This is not something you are supposed to do. This is not your purpose in life, but this is something that a lot of people dream of having, and you actually do have this. And also another thing, like this line here, look at it at home, like look at your palm again, so it's never ending. This line actually represents your, I'm still talking about destiny, so this represents your children, your family, your connections with the bloodline that you have. Even though you're different, you're actually shaping a new bloodline in this lifetime. Your presence on earth is kind of unusual. If I would put it in a normal way, it's kind of wherever you go, whatever you do, even if it's something normal, something boring, something routine-ish for you, you have the ability to influence people and shape their lives just by, honestly, just by standing next to them. There is something about you when you appear in people's life, you change the life. You have the ability to influence people, you have the ability to inspire many people, and you don't even notice it. For you, you don't even see nothing, probably you don't see anything special in yourself. You think you're just like any other person, but people do notice you. Sometimes you might feel it as like, you know, weird stares. You get a lot like people staring at you. It's not negative, it's actually positive, because they're trying to figure out what is it in you that make them like stop and notice you. Again, this is the power of your mind. People like you are born to be psychics, mediums, work in psychology, any type of consultations, mind control. Honestly, NASA would hire people like you like right away because of the mind that you have. Also, this ability, this line that you have, it's kind of interesting in a way that you actually can control people that you don't know by, like, literally can stop a car if you want to, just by looking at the driver, because they're gonna notice it, like they're gonna like feel that someone is staring. So you have this like stare that in ancient Greece people used to call the stare of a demon. So when you look at someone, they start feeling uncomfortable because they feel that you know the deepest secrets of their souls. And again, comes from your mind. This is something that you probably don't even notice, or you haven't learned how to control yet, but you literally can hypnotize people without even learning how to do it. And this comes from this line. Also, this part of your palm is very unusual. This tells me that you torn between becoming someone special and leading a conventional life. It's like you have these choices by destiny that you either live long, like happy conventional life, or you become like a star, like an explosion. You create something crazy, and it's always a choice in front of you. And the moment you get closer to this stardom, to this crazy life that you sense and feel that you can have, I think you get scared and you pull back. So every time that you get scared or discouraged, it's not because there's whatever it is excuse you're using for not like doing something, not becoming who you are, it's not real. It's just your mind stopping you, because in many past lives that you actually had like crazy reincarnations, and in this lifetime your mind is trying to stop you from having anything crazy, because your mind is craving something secure, safe. Like your mind craving a routine, but for you routine is little. And this is, I would call it off balance. So this is something you have since you were born, and this is something like kind of like torments you. And this choice, like always choice, your life path number is actually 2. So it's always a choice, always, always a comparison of what you want and what you should do. Or it's kind of hard to explain, but I feel this like inner battles. I think in your life the biggest enemy is yourself, because you're so wise that you question everything. And this is like, to me it's more like a, sometimes they say it's a blessing and a curse. I think in your case it's a curse, because you always sabotaging yourself in the most unusual ways. Also, your health is really, really connected to your power. And you're born very gifted. There's so many lines that tells me that you have so many gifts and abilities. You are forever watched. You have 3 guardian that, like, they're not even spirits. It's like, for me, it's not, they say guardian spirits or guardian angels, guardian demons. You have guardian gods. So the gods and goddesses from ancient times are guarding you, because you had such an unusual lifetimes before, such an unusual reincarnations. So they watching out for you, because they know you can like one day you can awaken inside and start a journey that gonna lead you to changing the world, and that's why they're watching. When you were born, first 5-6 years of your life, they were like in a fog. Whatever happened there, and the next 5 years after that, it's, to me, it's your destiny. All the encounters that you had, all of these experiences that you had as a child, whatever happened was meant to be. This is your destiny, and it was unavoidable. And I want to see your left palm because it's even more interesting. And another thing I've noticed, that even though everything in your childhood was supposedly your destiny, but you found a way to escape many other things and hide. You've been hiding a lot. I think sometimes even now you're still hiding. You learn how to show to people what they want to see. So you learn how to show, for example, when it comes to personal life, you only show what you think they deserve to see or what they need to see in order to like leave you alone in a way. When it comes to your professional life, the same. You only show what needs to be shown. When it comes to your physical appearances, the same thing. Like no one even knows probably how you really look like. The way you behave, it's always like a mask that you put on in order to, I think, in order to save yourself from judgment, from letting people get closer to you. You know, some people, they wear makeup to feel more beautiful. I think in your case, if you wear makeup, it's in order to hide. So it's a very unusual thing, but it also comes from your mind. Your mind have like a lot of tricks for you to go through life like in a way unnoticed, I would say. This is an interesting sign you have here. This is an eye of a Horus. So usually it means that in one of your past lives you had a reincarnation in ancient Egypt and you walked with Horus. So the magic that you have in you, because you have a mark here, which represents a witch mark. So you are a witch, and you are not born witch. You actually became a witch because someone gave you, passed down the gift to you, and it has to do with Horus. So I know I told you before that you are watched by gods. So one of the gods who is watching you is Horus, and he's the one who initiated the passing the gift to you. And this gift will be passed down to any other generation, and this gift can be transferred from you to anyone you choose to. So for example, if you don't feel like you want to have this gift and ability, if this inner witch in you is actually it's not a positive feeling, you can easily transfer the gift to someone else. The gift can be taken, because from some people it's impossible to do. In your case, it's actually very possible. So if you choose not to have your gift, it could be removed. Here, this area usually represents relationship. I see that there is one person in your life that's supposed to be your soulmate, and on your left palm the line looks a little bit different, but it usually tells me if this happens like this, because this person, the soulmate, came from your past lives and go into your next reincarnation as well. It's an amazing line to have, it's an amazing relationship to have, but if something happens, if you not make this person into your life, if you guys can work it out in this lifetime, after this person, everything is a mess. No one will ever be the same, and anything that comes, it's going to be different. For you, when it comes to the future is quite clear, and if you're working now somewhere, if you find some kind of profession that you study in, like college or in school, this is the profession that for the moment you're choosing to have. But there is a line, interesting line, that tells me that your life is supposed to be different, because this line that represents like profession, this line is so unusual. The placement is very unusual. It's very close to your mind, and it's further away from your family. So it means that you're supposed to have some unusual profession. So literally something like I'm doing, or something like to do with innovation, like NASA, science, medical research, something unusual. Like any usual job will not satisfy your mind ever. So anything crazy, anything unconventional. This is something that you're supposed to do. People like you, if they dedicate their whole life to something, they become like very famous for these things. Like you can be like known in the future if you're doing what you're supposed to do, if you're actually doing what you love, and if you're passionate about what you do. When it comes to your physical health, you're born very healthy. You're born healthier than any other family member, but you struggle sometimes. The reason why, it's your energy. Like I told you, you're born to be medium or psychic, so you're born to work with entities, with all of this, like spirits. Like the spirit realm is open to you, the underworld is open to you, the astral light is open to you, and your energy really depends on you being open to all of this and being able to receive, channel, and give back the energy. So the moment you feel stagnant, the moment your energy is not flowing, all kind of different diseases are happening. Nothing that can be cured by pills or doctors, and it's something like that people like you usually have. Like every disease is not of physical nature, it's of spiritual nature, or your mind. Your mind, when you overthink, when you become like stagnant or depressed, if you let it happen to you, this takes toll on your physical body as well. This is a very unusual mark to have. It tells me that in your teenagehood, you had some kind of like physical problem that still affects in your life, and this is something that were not supposed to be happening to you. Another mark here. So your life is kind of, like I said, because you're a warrior, so everything is a war. So when it comes to war, you always get scars. You always get, it's like you're walking your life on the edge of like death and life, in a way that you have the ability to see death itself. So sometimes you can predict something negative, something bad that's going to happen to you or the people you love. You have the ability to predict world events, something scary, something huge, like tsunamis, wars, anything unusual. You can see it, like your body sense something before it happens. It's like animals, they feel and sense earthquakes. You can sense it as well. There is immense balance in you, balance of mind, physical body, spirit, and animal nature. You have all of this in you because your number is 2, so all comes in 2s. So your spirit is really attached to the animal essence of you. So your physical body gives the vibe that is noticeable by anyone out there. So it's like one animal feels another animal. So humans, in a way, we are animals as well. So people sense you, they feel you, because you have an unusual everything about you. And sometimes when you're off balance, people also sense it, so they can sense danger. So sometimes maybe a lot of people told you before that you are not the person who is easily approachable, because if you don't feel good, it shows like really hard, and people scared to actually come closer to you. But deep inside, you have a good heart. You are generous, you're smart, you're kind, you're wise, you are very you're a nice person to be with. You give this healing energy, healing vibe. People who spend with you like maybe half an hour, they start feeling better without even realizing why. You are this kind of person that even if you don't talk, it's okay. When you're silent, it's also natural. It's not, it's not like awkward or something, because you're an old soul, you're wise, and you're understanding. It's very hard to meet someone who actually understands everyone. You are one of those people. Not only you understand, you never judge, and you're a good listener. And this comes from your mind, your great, amazing, powerful mind that can understand many things. And I really like people like you, these warriors. It's actually very hard to live a life like that, to win a war, but I think world need people like you for sure. Okay, now to the tarot reading. I'm using Takal Tarot for you because I think you need to work more with your darkness. You have so much power in you, like this dormant power. I feel it sleeping in you. I feel sometimes there is something, this dark void inside, and you don't understand. Like on paper everything looks good, but then something inside that makes you, just makes you wonder what's missing, you know, why I'm here, what is it I supposed to do, where is it I supposed to go, am I at the right place at the right time? There's so many questions in your mind, and some questions are not supposed to be even answered. Sometimes it's just the action. And I feel one day will come when you realize all of your abilities and potential and become real psychic. And because there's so much, I feel and sense there's so much happening with you all the time, and you just trying to make sense of it, but it's hard to understand when you're not in the right place. I hope it makes sense to you. Okay, let's see what Tarot wants to tell you. This is kind of crazy, unusual, because those are the main demons. So this occult tarot deck, it has 78 cards. It has 6 major demons, and the rest 72 are just the demons that, like, for example, are not major arcana, right? So you have all of the major ones. 2 of them reverse, Astaroth and Malphas. So when it comes to this, usually these cards, they speak really loud and clear. So Astaroth is telling me that you're not practicing what you're supposed to practice. You are avoiding a lot of things because sometimes you're scared, sometimes you don't believe in yourself, and sometimes you question, like, too many questions in your mind. Malphas clearly talks about you not receiving the signs. You're not seeing any signs that are being sent to you. I think your mind is waiting for clear, crazy signs. It's waiting for something so obvious, and usually that's not how it works, because obvious signs are seen by many people. Signs that's supposed to be seen only by you are really tiny. They are almost unnoticeable. So you need to train your mind to learn to see the signs that are only yours. Those are the signs that usually don't make sense to anyone else. Those are the signs that actually understandable only by you, because they have some kind of symbolic meaning to you. Meaning that is connected to your childhood, and meaning that is connected to your own perception of the world. Lucifer of Akale, he was the one who was always mistaken for the Lucifer himself. He was the demon that usually would come to witches and help them to become who they are. He also would be the one who would test them a lot. He is the only one who is not upside down here. So he is not in a reverse position, he is upright. It means he comes to you. It means the help always sent, and you're watched and you're guided, but sometimes you refuse to admit it because you don't see it as a help. You receive it as something else. This one, when he comes, it's always for a good beginning. It's always for something interesting. It's always for something that is daring. And I think he's here because I think deep inside you're ready for a change. And the change is supposed to happen if you let it happen, because your mind can stop anything, and your mind also can manifest anything. And also I sense that you need to create some kind of ritual for yourself. You need to work more on your magic. Your magic is really powerful, but you have to let it happen. You need to practice more. They're not saying me if you practice or not. They don't show me anything, because I think at the moment you're very close. You're still hiding from me and from yourself. And because of that, there are no clear signs of how you conduct your personal practice. But having an altar is something of high importance to you for sure. I'm gonna pull a few more cards and see. Okay, again, 2 more reversed, and as you see, we have 3 black birds here. So birds to me, and the numbers, you have 4 9s. So end of the cycle for you. I think you need to realize that whatever it is you're going through, and it could be anything, this is the end. Let it go. It's not supposed to be in your life anymore. So just let it go. You know, sometimes it's very hard to just like forget and forgive and move on. This is the time that you're supposed to do it, because the cards are showing me you're a bird. You have wings, you have the ability to set free and go somewhere. You have the ability to move, you have the ability to support yourself, you have the ability to become a different person, you have the ability to make your dreams come true. Because you are protected, you are guided. Birds are always protected by God. And you're supposed to go high. Just let it happen. The past no longer serving you because it's no longer important. The future is more important to you. So make sure you follow in the universe that's guiding you to your new future. You know, I think when it comes to the signs that are being sent to you, they are so, they're so mysterious, so obscure. Even I wouldn't be able to see them because the universe talks to you in the most mysterious way. I think you guys have such an unusual way of communicating, and only you understand how it happens. Only you understand when it happens. And I think the reason why you're not following your destiny completely, or you're not becoming yourself completely, is just because you think sometimes, you think you're crazy for receiving such a guidance or for receiving some kind of signs. And I think you should embrace this dark side of your own inner craziness, because it's something beautiful, it's something unusual, and it's something that needs to be shown more. Okay, now I'm starting with the candle wax. For you, I'm using a silver candle today and a lot of flowers. Flowers was the first thing that came to my mind, and I think if I would meet you in person, I would definitely bring you flowers, like fresh flowers. It's some kind of an offering that your soul crave. Silver also has to do with inner witch. Silver always protects and awakens. Silver is the moon, and silver is the darkness, and silver is something that I think you're supposed to have. The candle wax showing me that you need to have a coin, like an ancient coin, or at least coin that 100 years old, because you're not protected. You see, the candle even doesn't want to start. So when we talk about silver, when I talk about moon, I always assume protection. So you're not protected whatsoever. I know you're hiding a lot, but it doesn't mean that it actually helps you to stay protected, because a lot of people see you, they see your magic, they see your abilities, their gifts, and they subconsciously want to harm you because they're scared of you. Honestly, your candle wax, it's quite dramatic. I don't get usual vibes that I get when I do this. I think you're not connected to the elements. I think the message here is you need to embrace all four elements, like nature for sure. So I think the fire, you're really missing fire in your life. Air is good. Your water is stagnant, so water is supposed to be more. So when it comes to water, emotions, you're liking emotions, you're liking to show your emotions to others. You know, sometimes don't be scared to be crazy. In the end, if people don't understand you, like, you don't need these people in your life. You are special and amazing, and if they don't want to see the side of you that you want to show, they're not worth you, they don't deserve you, and better people gonna come. You have so much fire within, you have so much beauty within that you don't show anyone. You know, you can you see this crazy light that's happening, the crazy fire that's going on, even the candle wax is on fire. So and this is who you are. When you open up, when you let someone to see your true inner beauty, then you set this person on fire. This person will never forget you. They never leave you. It's like you just poison their life with your presence in a good way, like an orchid. You know, the orchid flower is the most beautiful flower out there. It's huge, it's amazing. It has this amazing, intense sense to it, like smell, but some people can get headache from it. So you are the same. You're like a poison. Some people can take you, but some people, the moment they see you, they just fall in love. And that's it. They will never let it go. And it's all about you choosing the right people. You ask me if there's any messages or anything I can see for you. I see for you a road or path that you never took. Something in your mind, like a dream. Maybe you read it in a book, maybe you saw it. Something that has at least 20 years to it. Something in your mind that sits, it's like a place you need to go, or a place you need to visit, or destination in your mind. You have to let it happen. I know it's pandemic and it's very hard to travel, but this year you're supposed to go somewhere. There is one place that may change your life. You lack experiences. Experience makes you who you are. You lack this, you know, you have a lot of routine, but you need to learn how to break your routine. You need to move, and you need to see the stars. I think you need to make sure that when you travel in this year, you're traveling, it's so unusual and it's so uncomfortable for you that you don't even sleep at night. If you book a plane ticket, don't take the overnight plane. Like, you need to spend a lot of nights on this year awake to see the stars. The message is there. I think you need to connect more to your darkness. It's there, but it's dormant. There is so much power in you that's sleeping, and there is so many ways you can unlock it. It's just, you have to start practicing different things, and you have to start embracing the craziness in you. Sounds are very important to you, so make sure when you listen to music, it's something that you really love, it's something that actually good for you. If there is something you dislike, like, don't turn it on. For you, even the silence is better than the music that is not serving you. So also, if you want to awaken more, sound bath or sound, like any type of like circles when you can go and meet people who are into different types of music. So for example, if you want to go to a healing, but it's made by sound, this is something really good for you, because it's something that's going to calm down your mind. Drumming, drums, like any type of sounds, they can actually help you. Take your health to the next level this year. I think for you this year is definitely year of transformation. Okay, we see that. No need for this confirmation, because this year composed of three twos, 2, 2, 2, and 2 is your number. So 3 choices will be presented to you in this year, and it's all about what kind of choice you want to make. So whatever it is you're liking in your life, invite it to come to you this year. It's all about timing. It's all about places. It's all about taking action. It's all about letting your inner warrior to be alive. I do recommend you to do candlelight readings like this for yourself and for others, and just to calm yourself down. Candlelight reading has the fire, the air, the water, and put something from earth. Like I put some flowers and some seeds here for you, so it's all 4 elements for you combined in one divination tool. And I don't even care if you're gonna get any results from this candlelight reading that you want to conduct for yourself. All you need to do is just to calm yourself down, to practice something, even if it has no purpose and no actual meaning. For you, this is what you like. Your mind is so powerful, but your intuition is the one that never been used. You don't trust your intuition, you don't trust your gut feeling. This is so intuitive. This is something crazy for you. So practice is everything for you, because your mind doesn't believe anything until you touch it or you try it. I want to see if there is any messages from any spirit guides around you. It's a no. I think at the moment it's not even about messages. It's not about who is with you. There is so many entities around you. There is so many angels and demons and so many ghosts of people who passed away, and you feel their presence, but they silent. They silent because it's important for you this year to actually make a decision. This is what's lacking, a decision. And I think this is my final message to you. You are a beautiful soul. You are intense soul. You are so interesting and so unusual. I hope you find yourself, and I hope you will realize the potential of your gifts and abilities, and you find your path this year, and you make crazy decisions. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck with everything on your magical journey.